Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And Eskom's woes just get bigger and bigger and more complicated all the time. And I'll tell you why. Soweto, which is a black African township which sprawls over a huge area southwest of Johannesburg, thus its name Soweto, has not been paying its electricity bills. And they now amount to more than 18 billion rand in unpaid electricity bills. Now, nice if you can get away with it. And there's a video attached to this intro where you'll see Soweto residents trying to justify non-payment of electricity. And it's quite extraordinary. Everything for free. Everything. The cash-strapped parastatal has told the paper the township's debt increased by 3 billion rand over a period of just 12 months from March last year. In just 6 months, Soweto resident debt increased by more than 1 billion rand, pushing the bill to 18 billion rand. And Eskom has just about had enough, and they're actually coming up with a solution to that, which I'll cover in a second. But Eskom Senior Operations Manager Daphne Mokoena said the largest amount of debt was accumulated interest to be paid for the years of outstanding bills, and as a capital debt only grew by 500 million rand in the past financial year. Only grew? Incredible. Only grew by 500 million rand. Mokoena said installing prepaid electricity meters in homes forced users to pay up, and as a result of Eskom threatening to do that, the people in these communities are now rioting, burning tires in the streets, throwing stones all over the place. It's quite incredible. We're still battling a bit. If customers aren't paying, there's interest, and obviously that ups the amount a little bit. Eskom's new target was to install more than 26,000 prepaid electricity meters in the township by the end of March next year. Eskom was set to receive further funding from the government through an urgent special appropriation bill that would be tabled in Parliament. The bill was expected to allocate a significant portion of the 230 billion rand fiscal support that Eskom will require over the next 10 years in the early years. President Cyril Ramaphosa said this plan was in line with the recommendations of both the Eskom Sustainability Task Team and the Technical Review Team, which was appointed by the government to assist the debt-laden power producer. The severity of the problems of Eskom was highlighted by the President. In his budget speech in February, Finance Minister Tito Mboweni announced that Eskom would be allocated a 69 billion rand financial support package over the next 3 years by National Treasury to help it service its debt. However, Mboweni made sure to clarify that the package wasn't a bailout from the government. Ramaphosa said the committed funding ensured that Eskom had sufficient cash to meet its obligations until the end of October 2019. He said Mboweni would further elaborate on the details of the special appropriation bill in due course. Now, what's happening, which is quite extraordinary, is that Eskom, as I said, have had enough. And it's not just because people aren't paying their bills, it's because of the dangers faced by their men and women who go in to replace and repair transformers, electricity lines and all this sort of stuff. It's a very, very dangerous job. So they've come up with a solution that I think is going to even create more rioting in the streets when it comes to the population in these townships. Eskom announced that it will no longer be replacing substations and transformers in areas where people are not paying for their electricity. The power utility said it has experienced violent protests in certain areas where residents illegally connect themselves to the electricity network and damage infrastructure. These areas include Braamfisher and Klipspruit in Soweto, Ivory Park in Ekurhuleni, Orange Farm in Johannesburg South, and Winterveld in Tshwane. The members of various communities in the above-mentioned areas and others identified hotspots areas bypass their meters illegally connect themselves to the network and vandalize electricity infrastructure, which leads to sporadic power supply interruptions, Eskom said. This is because the transformers become overloaded, particularly during the winter period, and subsequently catch fire or explode as the protections have been interfered with and vandalized. Eskom said it is concerned about the frequent incidents where its employees are intimidated, its offices are blockaded, and in some cases its work is held hostage by members of these communities. Eskom said the safety of its employees is a major concern, and due to the increased frequency of these incidents, combined with the financial implications these residents are imposing upon the power utility, it would no longer be able to replace damaged infrastructure in these areas. Eskom is not in a position to continuously replace mini substations and pole-mounted transformers in particular areas where the residents are not paying for the electricity, Eskom said. Non-payment of electricity does not only impact on the security of supply for paying customers, but also contributes to increased energy and revenue losses coupled with increased operational costs. Eskom said it replaces this infrastructure on a regular basis due to the damage caused by illegal connections in these areas. The power utility said the constant need to replace this infrastructure is not sustainable or in line with its efforts to improve its financial operations. It added that it would withdraw services from these areas until they are declared safe for operations. We would like to condemn violent behavior and urge our communities to collaborate with Eskom and their respective councillors to deal adequately with electricity-related matters in the Gauteng operating unit, said Eskom Operations and Maintenance Manager Motlabani Ramashi. So, there you have it. Eskom's had enough. If you live in an area of Soweto where electricity is not paid for and the transformer goes down, that's it. You get no electricity. And it's kind of poetic justice, isn't it? When you listen to the video that's attached to this intro. Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates and have a great evening. Bye for now.
Electricity, a basic human necessity. But here in Soweto, to some, it's a luxury. Cleopatra Shezi has been living in Soweto for most of her life, but she's never paid a cent for electricity. She's just one of many Soweto residents who've refused to part with their money, arguing that free electricity is a basic right enshrined in the Freedom Charter.
First of all, the Freedom Charter is stated that free basic service for all, which electricity is included in that. And another issue is that when you buy 100 Rand electricity, when you recharge it, it's not that 100 Rand units. It comes into maybe 99 Rand, sometimes 97 Rand, of which that is a challenge, which means as they are saying those credits are written off, they are deducting maybe that 1 Rand something to pick up the same bill.
Just next door lives the Mofokeng family who are battling to make ends meet. Life, they say, is a daily challenge as they struggle to survive on only one person's meager salary, but they refuse to disobey the law.
On daily basis, that's why we are paying, because the electricity, we have to spend it like you buy an electricity for 100 Rands, then you will get it for only 3 days. Then you have to go again and buy another electricity. Then that's how we are living. And then we have to cook, we have to wash ourselves, we have to iron, we have to do almost everything. Then how many people are we in a yard? And it's only our mother that is working. Our father is not working, is getting grant. Then who's going to pay that electricity? We are not working as his children in the yard. Then how are we going to pay that electricity?
Eskom is bleeding millions of rand. Soweto residents alone owe the company over 17 billion rand. This electrician, who claims he works for Eskom, spoke to Eyewitness News on condition that he won't be unmasked. He is tasked with making sure that there are no illegal power connections in Soweto, but ironically, he's the one who reconnects residents charging 200 Rand for a 10-minute job.
We're doing wiring for the houses, reconnections, metering. So far that's what we do. Installation of the meters, wiring of the houses. We even help people to have electricity while they are being disconnected. We bypass their meters to save electricity. Obviously, if they are being disconnected, we help them. We do help them. Their reconnection, we charge them like 200 Rand to 500 Rand. It depends what's the condition of the connection itself. Yes, that's how we are helping them. Get more money when you do a private job. You get money every now and then because people, they've been disconnected every day. As you know, Eskom, they're making a loss out of township. So obviously we do make money because it's money every day, in fact. Yes.
Eskom says illegal connections is a serious problem for the company. Daphne Mokwena says 80% of Soweto residents do not pay for the electricity they use.
It's actually very, how can I put it, very, disheartening to have such employees. But one where I'm sitting actually wouldn't want to work with such employees because that actually it's just bad apples within us because we do have very committed and passionate employees within our business that want to do the right thing.
Eskom has a tough mountain to climb in trying to recoup the billions of rands owed here. And the same patterns will continue for many residents who can't afford to buy electricity or simply refuse to pay.